So you see your wife in Jannah. Now there is a question. Is it your wife that is in this world? You will see her again in the hereafter. Or is it another wife? Or is it women that Allah has created? Is it the same man that you will get? The answer, my dear brothers and sisters, some of it will shock you. Asma radiallahu anha married Az-Zubayr radiallahu anhu. And she complained to her father Abu Bakr about Az-Zubayr radiallahu anhuma ajma'in, about Az-Zubayr's strictness. Like she complained that she's too strict on her. Az-Zubayr radiallahu anhu, he's one of the 10 promised paradise. And Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu said to her, "O my daughter, please be patient, because a woman, if she has a righteous husband and then he dies and she does not marry after him, Allah will bring them together in Jannah." Here is a woman who is complaining about her husband. In other words, if it's a woman today, they'll say, "Oh my God, I'm complaining about him here and I'm going to be with him for eternity in the hereafter. I'm never going to get married ever. Or I can't wait till he dies so I can marry someone else." It's not like that. Remember, brothers and sisters, you have to try and understand. When Allah or His Messenger speak to us about Jannah and the things in Jannah, you cannot think in the mind of this world. In fact, you cannot understand it. What is the reason why a wife or a husband dislike their wife or husband in this world, their spouse? Isn't it because of treatment? Isn't it because of their experience with them? I mean, when you first met them, you love them. And then afterwards, you get used to that love. Well, in Jannah, there's nothing that exists like that. All the mistreatments are gone. All the ugliness is gone. All the bad smells are gone. All the ugly desires of a person is gone. There is none of that. Allah says in the Quran, لا يسمعون فيها لغوا ولا تأثيما إلا قيلا سلاما سلاما. You will never hear in there hurtful words. We will not hear in there offensive words, degrading words, harsh words, annoying words, all of that. Never hear negative words. Except it will be said salam and salama. Every word or sentence that people say is accompanied with a gesture of peace, peace. So whatever you say, you can talk anything you want, but every speech that is said in Jannah, you receive the feeling of peace from it. It doesn't mean necessarily that every time you go, Assalamu alaikum, Assalamu alaikum, and that's all you say. Qilan salam and salam, all you hear is salam, salam. It doesn't mean that people don't know any other word but salam in Jannah. Imagine that. Salam, salam. No. It means that every sentence, every word, every look, every touch, everything is accompanied with a gesture of salam. You can feel it. So that spouse you have in this world who has struggled, and you may not have a pleasant life with him or her, in Jannah, if they are righteous, that's the condition, they'll be a totally different form. Imagine the righteous people of this world who enter Jannah. And imagine this as Zubayr, one of the 10 promised Jannah. He will be among the most beautiful, handsomest, beyond your dream, each your heart out men in Jannah. And his wife, Asma, who was patient, she will be among the eat your heart out women in Jannah. So imagine the righteous women of this world and the righteous men. No matter how you may look, no matter how your character is, in Jannah, you'll be of the perfect form. And I will say this, maybe if I can say it this way. There was this story of this man who was married to this woman for 60 years. Finally she died. And she gave him misery in this life. When she died a Muslimah. At their grave, the Sheikh said, "Oh Allah, unite her with her husband in Jannah." The husband looks at him and says to him, "Please, Ya Sheikh, 60 years of my life in misery, you want me to live for eternity in misery?" Now, if that old man knew, if he knew that his wife is going to enter Jannah, and he went to Jannah and he saw her there, the first one he will desire is her. So this person you see in this world, when you go to Jannah, you say, "Who is that? Who is that?" And they say to you, "This was your spouse in the world." And you say, "I can't believe it." No. My spouse in that world was, he used to stink. He used to look like this. If he spoke, he didn't say pleasant words. He forgot to buy me gifts. He forgot, about this and never complimented me. In Jannah, he's complimenting me, smiling to me. Oh my God, I want to live with him forever. Can't be my spouse that I had in that world. But he is. And so, my dear sisters and brothers, don't think of the mind of this world. A woman came to the Prophet ﷺ, an old woman, and said, Ya Rasulullah, will I enter Jannah? He looked at her and wanted to be humorous with her. He said to her, no old women will go to Jannah. So she got a little bit hurt there. What's this? And when the Prophet ﷺ noticed it, he said to her, you will enter young. You will enter young. Meaning, when you enter Jannah, you will no longer be in old age. And so it brought a smile to her face. Meaning you'll enter it, but you won't be old anymore. In Jannah, the people are at the age of about 30, 33 years old. Prime age. In this world, you may look at 30, 33, they may have a few white hairs, right? You're an 18, 19-year-old maybe. A 25-year-old. In Jannah, a 33-year-old is far more handsomer than a 25 of this world. 33 is the middle age, is the age of Isa alayhi salam. Rasulullah said the height of our father Adam alayhi salam, 60 dhira'an fi as-sama', 60 cubits or arm lengths tall in the sky, 20 cubits wide approximately, on the surah, on the shape of Adam alayhi salam, our father. And obviously people have different nur to other people in Jannah. Some of them are more handsome, some are more beautiful than others. But no one will be jealous of the beauty of anyone else. A woman wouldn't sit there and say, look at her, she thinks she is. She thinks she's prettier than me. I'll just go back to my servants back in my palace and you watch what they'll make of me. Or you watch when I go and get my clothing of silk and we'll see what she thinks. She can eat her heart out. No, there's none of that stuff in Jannah. There's no jealousy. She'll say, well, she's so pretty, but I'm also pretty too. Right? Husband comes back and she says to him, you look more beautiful than when I first met you before. He says, yeah, I was in the market. He met other people, and so the nur came onto him a little bit. And he says to her, you look more prettier than I saw you before too. And she says, yeah, well, I guess I am. And this is how it is in Jannah. I'll end it with this. The spouses say to each other in Jannah, the husband says to his wife, he initiates the saying, he will say to her when he first meets her, everything that I have seen so far in Jannah, there is nothing that I have seen that delighted my heart and delighted my eyes more than you, more than what I have seen in you, my wife. And she says to him the same thing. And guess what? She begins to sing for you. And the things they sing for you is نَحْنُ الْخَالِدَاتِ فَلَا نَمُتْنَا. We are the ones who will live for eternity and we will never die. How's that? So they'll sing for you, far more better than my voice, beyond your imagination. Will you sing for them? If you wish.